Well, hello, free people of the Rocky Mountain region. This is Brandon from Free State, Colorado, and I hope you're doing well. We have an authoritarian, out of control state government that wants to control every aspect of our lives. This is the one of the most aggravating and insane things I've heard. Do you think the state government should be able to shut off natural gas to Colorado homes? That's what they're planning on doing. They want to make it illegal for people to be able to use natural gas in their homes to heat their houses. Now, I'm recording this in December and it is cold outside. I have a furnace that uses natural gas, a water heater. Had those at every house I've lived in. Everybody I know has those, and yet our state government thinks it has the authority to deprive us of the most efficient, one of the most affordable fuels for heating our homes, for cooking, and it is an absolutely insane abuse of power. We need to fight back. We need to push back, folks. These people are pushing these Soviet-style schemes, and you should be upset. Hopefully you're motivated. Hopefully you're angry. We got to stop this. We got to change it. We have time. We can do it. I am confident that we can make some change, that we can do it, but we have to put in the work. We have to start now. So this is from the Colorado Sun from December 2nd, 2025 here. PUC, that's the Public Utilities Commission, it's a government agency here, finalizes plans to push natural gas out of Colorado heating to hit 100% decarbonization. That is insane. Xcel and other utilities must make 41% cuts to natural gas heating emissions in 10 years and then transition fully by 2050. So they're going to shut off natural gas. I mean, let that sink in for a minute, folks. You're not going to be able to heat your homes. The government's going to tell you how you can heat your homes. Insane. Absolutely and utterly insane. Colorado officials are making another major push toward electrification of home heating and deep cuts to carbon from natural gas, despite consumer cost concerns and the Trump administration's attempt to revive the use of fossil fuels. How about the author of this article is so biased, in my opinion. The Colorado Sun is just so bad. I mean, come on, Michael Booth here. Maybe Michael Bluth would be a better name, but you have to question the capability or the power of our government to even have this kind of control over our lives. Anyways, the Public Utilities Commission on Monday finalized a state clean heat framework requiring Xcel and other utilities supplying natural gas for home and building heating to cut the carbon emissions from their systems by 41% in 10 years. The utilities are expected to reach 100% decarbonization of building heating by 2050, an ambitious goal celebrated by the environmental and clean energy groups who had pushed for an even faster schedule. To meet the goals, utilities, regulators, and policymakers must help hundreds of thousands of homeowners and landlords in Colorado switch from gas-fired heating systems to electric heat pumps and cooking appliances powered by clean, renewable solar and wind energy. Insanity, folks, insanity. These people want to send us back to the Stone Age, and this is wrong. It is not the proper role of government. The government has no right to tell us how we can and cannot heat our homes, to try and control the ability for us to provide heat here in Colorado where we have winters. Insanity, folks. These people deserve nothing but scorn and contempt and should be ran out of Colorado, that's for sure. Over on X here, we got Amy Oliver Cook, who is over at the Independence Institute, who does a lot of energy policy, and she shared this article here I want to share with you. Remember in 2023, the Biden administration, when the left said, no, the feds aren't coming for your gas stoves. Turns out Colorado is taking your gas stoves and your water heaters and your furnaces. Blame the Colorado legislature and the Colorado governor. Insanity. So she shared this great policy paper here. Of course, all the links at freestatecolorado.com from Jake Fogelman, December 2nd, 2025. PUC establishes new clean heat targets designed to crack down on natural gas. The regulatory noose around Colorado's natural gas utilities just got a whole lot tighter, and captive ratepayers stand to bear the brunt of the economic pain. That's us, captive ratepayers, because we are captive, and in terms of we don't really have a lot of choices in terms of who we're paying for the energy that's coming into our house because it is so government regulated, and we are ratepayers paying the rates that oftentimes the government is really regulating, controlling. The Colorado Public Utilities Commission, PUC, on Monday issued a formal decision updating the state's emissions targets under its first-in-the-nation Clean Heat Plan law. The decision established by rule that Colorado gas utilities must reduce their greenhouse emissions by 41% compared to 2015 levels by 2035, expanding upon the existing 22% by 2030 target set in statute. Furthermore, the commission opted to go beyond what the underlying statute required by flirting with a total phase-out of natural gas. Despite claiming it was not setting any further targets beyond 2035 at this time, the commission nevertheless all but established a de facto 100% reduction mandate by 2050. Insanity. Through this decision, and consistent with the discussions below, we set for gas utility clean heat plans a target of 2035 of 41% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions compared to a 2015 baseline. The decision reads, we further declined to codify future targets beyond 2035. However, because Colorado has a statewide goal of reducing greenhouse gas pollution by 100% by 2050, this is insanity, folks. 0% greenhouse gas. So that's everything that runs on natural gas, on gasoline. You're telling me you want it all gone in 25 years? Insane, insane. As compared to a 2005 baseline, we emphasize that clean heat plans submitted by gas utilities must account for the statutorily established future target. The decision went on to add that it is reasonable for the commission to conclude that Colorado's statutory goal for 2050 corresponds to a 100% greenhouse gas reduction target for gas utility clean heat planning. Now, Jake's got a great article here where he goes through all the details. And of course, the blame is on our state legislature. The Colorado General Assembly back in 2021 passed this horrible, horrible law. And they are the people to blame, pushing us into poverty, destroying our livelihoods, and making our lives a lot more difficult ultimately, and just trying to control us. This is not right. You can read through it here. A lot of good information. He really breaks it down. Of course, the costs are one thing. I won't even go, the costs are one thing, folks, but it's just the hubris of these government officials to think that they can control us like this is so disgusting in my mind. Jimmy Sengenberger also has a pretty good article on this. Came out December 5th, 2025. Get ready for Colorado utility bills to surge over at the denvergazette.com. Gasoline may finally be hovering above $2 a gallon, but for many Coloradans, times are tough and money is tight. The holidays are a reminder of how steep groceries and basic goods are, just as winter reminds us how expensive it is to heat our homes. In this environment, you'd like to think state officials would see this and avoid making things worse. You'd be wrong. On Monday, the Colorado Public Utilities Commission, which regulates utilities like Xcel Energy and Black Hills Energy, announced a decision effectively jacking up home heating costs in the name of fighting climate change. He goes into the details here, which we've heard before. Let's be real, this isn't remotely realistic. It will hammer everyday Coloradans, and regulators couldn't care less. It gets worse. While the commission insists on it isn't doing this, of course, the 100%, we just talked about that, they can't be serious you think, but they are. He goes into some of the details here. The proposal sparked swift backlash from the Conservative Independence Institute to liberal labor unions to the utility consumer advocate, all warning that the jump was wildly expensive and technically infeasible. The Polis administration backed off, reducing its request to 31%, but the commission didn't budge, siding with hardline environmental groups and sticking with a higher target. Get ready for utility bills to surge. Insane, folks, insane. Estimates from Xcel and Black Hills add up to $1.4 billion in increased costs just to meet the original 2030 target, let alone the steeper 2035 mandate, and they'll pass every dollar on to ratepayers, to us, of course. The shift to all-electric homes is likewise outrageously expensive. Xcel estimates retrofitting a single home could cost more than $20,000 before incentives. Even after rebates, the customer's total tab could run additional billions of dollars. Insanity, folks. There's no reason why they can do this. They have no right to do it at all, whatsoever. We need to have a political rebellion here in Colorado. We need to have some serious political change. Corey Gaines brings up the news and makes it even worse here. You got to read Corey Gaines, wonderful writer. Over on X, he said, "Worried about the PUC's mandates? Well, sad to share more news. The bill below comes into effect in Colorado this January. Even replacing a regular gas furnace is going to be more costly. Part of the Colorado Democrats and Governor of Colorado's laser focus on affordability." Heavy sarcasm there. Look at this bill, folks. This is from 2023, and I do remember when this came out. It is insane. These politicians truly, truly want to control every aspect of our lives. They are as bad, if not worse, than the Soviets, than the Chinese communists. I mean, it is horrible. Look at this, folks. Our current law establishes water and energy efficiency standards for certain appliances and fixtures sold in Colorado. Sections 1 through 7 of the Act expand the appliances and fixtures that are subject to the standards and update the standards. So that's your shower heads, urinals, water closets, and certain faucets, certain lamps, commercial hot food holding cabinets, portable electric spas, residential ventilating fans, and spray sprinkler bodies. Section 4 also creates new standards for certain new appliance and other fixtures that are sold or leased in Colorado on or after January 1st, 2026, including air purifiers, commercial ovens, electric storage water heaters, electric vehicle supply equipment, gas fireplaces, irrigation controllers, tub spout diverters, and shower head tub spout diverter combinations, certain residential windows, doors, and skylights and thermostats. Air compressors, lamps. I mean, the list goes on, folks. They are literally our state government trying to controlling all of this. And so this bill, House Bill 231161, going into effect here in 2026, signed by Governor Jared Polis and all of these representatives who co-sponsored this bill, who voted for it, including people like Shannon Byrd, who are running for higher office, deserve nothing except contempt and scorn, need to be run out of Colorado politics. Stephanie Vigil here running again in 2026. This has to be the story, folks. All of these people are, what they're doing is making our lives more difficult, trying to control us. I mean, your air conditioner, your air cleaner in your house, this is a 42-page bill where the state government is going to be controlling all of our electric appliances to the point of saying what is legal and what is illegal for us to buy here in Colorado. That's right. They're going to make it illegal, turning Colorado into second-class citizens, making it illegal for us to be able to buy certain types of water heaters and furnaces. It is beyond the scope of why we have a government, and it totally delegitimizes this idea that we even have a legitimate government in my mind. The Colorado Republican Party also pointed this out here about this. Colorado, your Excel bill is about to jump another 9 to 10% in 2025, and that's just the start. Xcel Energy just filed their 2025 rate case asking the PUC for an extra $531 million from us, $10 to $20 more per month for the average home. Brand new automatic surcharge rules that will let them raise rates almost every year from now on with no public hearings. Wow. So they do give you some links here to fight back, to push back, and you can definitely get that at Free State Colorado. I'll have all the links there. Corey also brings up here there is a Colorado PUC meeting, Public Utilities Commission, on January 14th. I'm planning on being there, and I encourage you to as well. We need to show up. We need to raise hell, folks, and we need to make this a campaign issue. That's for sure. I put this out. That's Phil Weiser. That's his phone number for his press release, for his press person. And we got to ask these people. Phil Weiser and Michael Bennett are, hate to say it, but they're likely to be one of them to be the next governor of Colorado, and they appoint the PUC. They can really have an effect on what happens at the legislature through their veto power. So the big question is, does Phil Weiser, does Michael Bennett support this decision? Do they support banning natural gas here in Colorado, making us all dependent upon the government, taking away our ability to have cheaper, efficient, reliable energy? They probably do. They probably totally want to have complete control over our lives. But nonetheless, this has to become one of the biggest campaign issues in 2026. There's so much opportunity to turn things around. I don't want you to feel defeated. Don't want you to feel discouraged. Yeah, it's bad news, but we got to get motivated. And this is the kind of thing that I think can wake a lot of people up, that can motivate people to get involved, to have a voice, to speak up and stand out. We got to get organized. We got to talk to other people. We got to reach out to more voters. Things can change, and they have to make an impact in 2026. I'm going to be talking about that a lot going into next year's election. Please stay tuned for that. But folks, this is absolute insanity. The idea that our state government can outlaw natural gas. Are you kidding me? Can control what appliances we use in our homes. They're going too far, and they deserve to be replaced. That's for sure. Well, thank you so much again, Brandon from Free State Colorado. We'll be talking soon. Take care.